secure employment or social status, but as an end with far-reaching consequences for society. You are expected to read deeply, think rigorously, question assumptions, and respect evidence. Intellectual responsibility requires a commitment to research, innovation, and critical inquiry, which are not academic luxuries, but national necessities. A society that neglects serious thinking becomes vulnerable to manipulation, misinformation, and poor decision-making. When you cultivate disciplined minds and independent thoughts, you strengthen the intellectual foundation and progress depends. The second one is moral responsibility. There is a direct and undeniable connection between academic dishonesty and societal corruption. A student who cheats in examination today is being conditioned consciously or unconsciously to compromise integrity in professional and public life tomorrow. True or yes? The answer is yes and true. Ethical decay does not begin in public office or positions of authority. It begins with small acts of dishonesty that are excused, tolerated, and gradually normalized. As matriculated students, you must therefore understand academic integrity as moral training. Honesty in scholarship prepares you for honesty in leadership, governance, and service. Moral responsibility demands discipline, respect for rules, empathy for others, and commitment to truth, all of which are essential for maintaining trust and security within society. And finally, civic and social responsibility. As educated youth, you must resist the temptation of apathy and withdrawal from public life. Silence in the face of injustice, indifference to communal suffering, and disengagement from civic responsibilities weaken democracy and erode social cohesion. True or yes? Yes and true. So, you have a responsibility to promote peace, dialogue, and mutual understanding across ethnic, religious, and cultural divides. Constructive participation in civil life requires the ability to disagree within dehumanizing others, to debate without inciting hatred, and to advocate change without resorting to violence. Universities contribute to national security by producing graduates who think independently, solve real-world problems, act ethically, respect diversity, and support economic growth. At this Dominion University, your education extends beyond academic achievement to include moral discipline, leadership training, and social responsibility, qualities that are indispensable for building a stable and united nation. The last one is the digital responsibility, which I know that you all are aware that in this era of digital transformation, you wield unprecedented influence through technology and online platforms. Social media and digital tools can educate, connect, and empower, but they can also inflame tensions, spread falsehoods, and undermine social trust. Cybercrime, often misrepresented as cleverness or a response to economic pressure, constitutes economic sabotage that damages national credibility and weakens institutional confidence. I believe there is no Yahoo here. Digital responsibility requires you to use technology ethically, verify information before sharing it in order to avoid fake news and hate speech, and also reject online practices that promote fraud, hatred, or division. As educated youths, you must commit to ethical innovation, using digital skills to solve societal problems, create value, and enhance security rather than contribute to instability. And the last of it is leadership responsibility. I will now call you to purpose. Dear students, the future of this nation will not be built by slogans, promises, or rhetoric alone, but by educated minds, guided by conscience and a deep sense of responsibility. You are not here by accident, nor you are here merely passing through the university in search of personal advancement. You are here because the nation, whether it's fully recognized or not, needs thoughtful, disciplined, and principled individuals who can respond to its challenges with wisdom and courage. This moment therefore calls for deliberate choices Choose excellence over mediocrity in your studies and conduct. Choose integrity over shortcuts that may offer temporary gain but lasting damage. Choose peace over violence, dialogue over destruction, and service over selfish ambition. Making these choices daily, align your education with purpose and position yourselves as contributors to national stability, progress, and hope. In conclusion, matriculation is not merely a ceremonial entry into university life. It is a call to duty and a conscious invitation into the work of nation building. From this moment, you become part of a broader national project that depends on informed minds, disciplined thinking, and responsible action. You are expected to study with seriousness, pursue knowledge with depth, and train your minds to solve real problems that confront society. Education must not remain abstract or self-serving. They must be applied in ways that promote stability, justice, innovation, and social progress. When knowledge is guided by ethical judgment and a commitment to the common good, it becomes a powerful instrument for strengthening institutions and sustaining national unity. Education in this sense represents one of the highest forms of patriotism. To learn diligently, to think critically, and to act responsibly is to serve the nation in a profound and lasting way. Nigeria's security, social cohesion, and future development are deeply connected to the choices you make as students and as emerging leaders. Your conduct, values, and intellectual contributions will shape the quality of leadership, citizenship, and innovation the nation will experience in the years ahead. As you embark on this academic journey, remember that your education carries national significance. Welcome to this noble responsibility. And may you rise to it with dedication, integrity, and purpose. I did not hear your amen. Amen. Listen to me, whether you say amen or not. This is your time. And this is your chance. I returned and saw that the sun, that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all. Ecclesiastes 9:11. To our latest Eagle matriculants, you are heartily welcome. As I celebrate you all, you are divinely ushered into your season of all-round dominion ahead in the Dominion University. Our incoming generational leaders, jewels, eaglets, welcome on board. To the next person to you, tell the fellow, be focused. Thank you so much for your attention. My references are as shown on the screen. Thank you, sir.
Let's take a moment, please. Put your hands together for this speaker. Let's have our seats. Before I invite the Chancellor for his remarks, I was just having a tete-a-tete to the Vice Chancellor. Say, this man, the Chancellor bring is Sabi Road. Reminded me of a story. A young man about 30 years went to the bush and met a Dioga. And he asked him, I want to have $50 billion. And the man asked him, you want to have 50 billion? He said, yes. He said, is your father Otedola? He said, no. Is your father Aliko Dangote? He said, no. Is your father Tinubu? He said, no. Then how you want to get $50 billion? Don't make me come meet you. Because I believe that you get the power to make me get 50 billion. The man laughed. He said, this kind of gold they do. I I get power to make you 50 billion, and I didn't start this bush. Must people invite me for here? Say, my brother, go look for another shrine. The man chancellor has come today knows the way. Am I communicating? He combined content with context. Put your hands together for him. Join us and welcome our chancellor for his remarks. Oh yeah, yes. If you have one or two questions, it's very contemporary, very current. Do we have one or two questions for our guest speaker? Asking questions is not a sign of foolishness. It is a sign of intelligence. So he said you should challenge assumptions.
Information that most of us don't know. And it is information that most of us don't know. And it is good for us to share it at this type of environment. I have challenged you, both the incoming and the students, that you cannot be silent. True or yes? But you remember that sometimes ago, precisely 2020, our youth challenged the authority with some requests that are very profound, and it did not end well. So what went wrong? Anybody with the answer? I'm talking of NSAS. Why did we not get it right? If you have 1 minute, I can give you. If there is none, I can give you my own perspective about it. I've been asked to be talking on NSAS. Every year they celebrate. I have been talking to the youths. If you have any idea of what really went wrong, maybe I should help you. They said police were not doing well. Let us end this SARS. Yes, SARS was created to address some situations in the society, right? But at a stage, SARS was not performing. They have gone beyond what we expect them to achieve, and they begin to traumatize Nigerians. That was the challenge. And people say, no, let us end SARS. And not that they are saying end SARS, but they are even saying re-equip the police, give them the equipment, give them motivation, give them all the support, reform the police. That was the argument. That was the position of the youths. Very germane, very, very good position. But it did not go down. What happened? Why? Yes, thank you, sir. The mode of execution. One, you are correct. But I want a precise answer. Yes? There was no. Can we appreciate the two of them? They are. How did you get the answer? You have checked my answer sheet. They are very correct. When I was talking, I talked about 6 P's. I said prayerful, proper, planning, prevent, poor performance. You need to ask Chancellor the day he has been preparing for this day. Apart from prayers, contacts, make sure you do this. So, Vice Chancellor, are you there? Have you? True or yes, sir?
Yes, I'm true.
Because he wants it to succeed. And here we are celebrating. The students were not fully prepared. The mode of execution. When they started, it was fantastic. We all supported, yes, this is a good cause. Don't mind me that I'm in the police. My own type of policing is different. My concept of policing is policing with the fear of God. Can somebody say policing with the fear of God? That is another lecture for another day. But if you Google it or Ibadan, you will see some of my position about policing. I believe that when you investigate, you must investigate with the fear of God. When you prosecute with. And so I'm a policeman with a difference. And that is why you are seeing me delivering a unique paper at the 7th at this unique university. It's a real privilege. Now, I will round it up now. Remember that the first 2 or 3 days, everybody supported. True or yes? Yes and true. Yes, sir. You will still continue to pray for me, sir. They inaugurated another committee for me to look at the whole problem of security in Nigeria again. I will text it to you. Yesterday, I'm the chairman. I will pray for me. Now, let me tell you what happened. They lost focus. That was leadership. They lost leadership. Now, the answer is in this book. If you don't have this, go and get it. Robert Greene. 48 laws of power. Do you know the answer to that question I asked? Is the number 47 law. The answer is here, sir. Number 47 law. And I will read it to you and I will just take my seat. The number 47 law says, do not go past the mark you aim for in victory. Learn when to stop. You remember that Governor Sanwo-Olu took 10 of their petitions, took it to the federal government. You remember that the president accepted 5 and said they will deliberate on 5 and said the leadership should come, and nobody showed up. That was where it was lost. I was in university in 1980 when we did Ali Must Go. Ali Must Go was not as strong as this exercise. So students plan very well. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Prayerful, proper planning prevents poor performance. Let me read the number 47 law. If you just have time, you can go and read it. The book is a very solid book. It said, do not go past mark you aim for in victory. Learn when to stop. Now say, the moment of victory is often the moment of greatest peril. In the heat of victory, arrogance and overconfidence can push you past the goal you have aimed for. You know, they started wedding themselves, they started cooking food on the road. Even people going to hospital, you want to carry your daddy to hospital, you cannot go. So people that were supposed to see them now said, what is the problem? Some people died because they could not reach hospital. So, what happened? He said, in the heat of victory, arrogance and overconfidence can push you past the goal you have aimed for. And by going too far, you make more enemies than you defeat. Do not allow success to go to your head. There is no substitute for strategy and careful planning. Set a goal, and when you reach it, stop. Thank you, and God bless.
I would like our Chancellor for his remarks. Chancellor, sir. Let's be upstanding as we receive our Chancellor.
Please be listening. I want to believe that we have taken note of some important information passed across to us today. One, as students, you have a role to play when it comes to security. And everything stems from taking responsibility. Responsibility in different areas. This answers that ended very badly, and even the 5 points that they wanted to consider was thrown into the cooler could have been handled better. And we must interest in education. You have interest in education. You have high level of high level of insecurity. The North has a lot to do also with security. Then in the southern part, where there is emphasis on education, that's where you have intellectual dishonesty. Yahoo. Drug abuse. Difference between what's happening in the north and the south, but the same outcome. Backwardness. Anywhere there's insecurity, there will be backwardness. And from the research that somebody carried out, and as our guest speaker was told, we can relate with that. Most of the people that were sent out of this school in the last 7 years who crossed the line, taking drugs, cheating, and if with all the measures we have taken, people still attempt to do what is wrong, imagine where there is no restriction and what's going on there. A man and his wife told me of their story. They went to visit on the Saturday morning.